All right, this is Ken Smith. I'm one of the co-founders of the Elite Resource Team. Today we're here with Marilyn Prevoir, and she has a few instances she's going to share with us, talk to us a little bit about herself and her experiences with ERT. So Marilyn, maybe we could start off by talking a little bit about your background.
Well, hi Ken, it's good to see you in sunny California.
Yeah.
My background, well, I always joke, I say I stopped counting at 20 years. I've been in banking and financial services my whole career. I started out in a cooperative bank environment. I ran residential lending for years, and then when the banking regulations changed and banks could offer investments and financial services, that's when I got into that side of the space. When I relocated to Florida almost 10 years ago, I'm in sunny Southwest Florida where it's full of retirees, so I started really focusing in the retirement planning space. And here I am today with ERT.
Good. So, well, tell me a little bit about how you've evolved over time and, where you started in your practice and how you ultimately ended up working with the Elite Resource Team.
Well, I'll be honest with you, when I relocated to Florida and I had to kind of start my career over was actually when I started to struggle because it was a very different environment. There are insurance salespeople on every corner, dinner seminars every night of the week. And I felt like it was a very challenging environment and the clientele didn't really respect qualified people who were trying to help and do a good job. And I'll be honest with you, I spent several years, fighting with myself saying there's got to be a better way. I've worked too hard in my career. I bring too much value to be dealing with the challenges that I'm facing. And in my quest to find a better way, that's where I came upon Elite Resource Team and just felt like it can't be any worse than what I'm doing. So I think I'll give this a shot and see where it goes.
So kind of tell us a little bit about what you've learned with this model, how it's kind of worked out for you, and what your experience has been.
Yeah. Well, I think it's important to share that when I decided to sign up with ERT, as I'm sure many other advisors have experienced, you have that little nagging inside voice that's saying, is this just someone else trying to pitch me the next best thing and it's going to be a waste of my time? And I would say within the first 30 days of getting involved and getting into the training and being on the group calls, I knew that I had actually found something different that I was looking for. And since then, it's just been a matter of the constant training, getting the light bulbs to go off, for yourself, recognizing the difference in the value that you can now bring to people, and getting out there and making the contacts. And that's been a huge evolution for me, is to make the contacts with CPAs, with other business professionals, to get more involved in the business community. And it's been a massive evolution for me personally and professionally.
Great. Sounds like it's been a very good experience for you then.
It's been the best experience of my career.
Wow, that's great news. Great to hear. So what are maybe, Marilyn, some of the tips maybe that you could offer that you've learned, maybe people that even aren't in the model but would like to work with CPAs? What are some of the things that you've learned and how they've worked out for you?
Well, as it relates specifically to CPAs, I can share that over the years I've done the same, knock on the door, have a conversation, talk about referrals. I actually had a couple of CPAs that I sent all of my clients to. And if I was lucky, once in a while, I would get a referral back, but it was very few and far between. So the relationship with the CPA, I think, cannot be established through traditional levels the way that it is through ERT. It's just a total game changer. And as far as the program and the training, I would say just stick with it. I mean, that's the biggest thing. Everybody will tell you, learn the scripts, go through the training, do it. And I will add to that, be on the group calls. I think the group calls have been some of the biggest benefit for me because I'd hear someone else talk about something I was struggling with. or we discuss a situation that I haven't encountered yet. And just listening in on the group calls has really brought a lot of light bulb moments to me. And the more you do that, and the more you build that, and the more confidence you have, that leads to your success. And for me, I could feel my confidence building over time just from the exposure to the group and the team. And once it clicks, it just clicks and things start to happen.
Great, great. So share with us a little bit, what are some of the cases you're working on now? I think you have a few things going on, and I'm sure everybody would be interested to hear, what you're working on, what you're currently doing right now.
Yeah, I have so much exciting stuff going on. I can tell you I've never been so excited to get to work every morning. I'm working with a trucking company. One of my CPAs has been their client for 20 years. Pure family business. It was started by the dad with one truck, 25 years ago. They're doing $14 million a year. And the son's running it now almost single-handedly, but it supports their whole family. And I share that because it is personal, to be able to come in and help these people, and how valued that makes me feel. And we actually have our cost remediation specialist flying in from Indiana to Florida to meet with the client. We're working with commercial insurance specialists. We've got a ton of personal tax planning going on. And I actually had to have the client take a step back and say, let's focus on the business first, because we have so much that we can help him with there. And once we get through that, then we're going to go to the personal level, which involves mom and 2 sons and some nephews and nieces and everybody else in the family. So this is an example of a case where, number one, we are going to bring massive value to this business and to this family. And it may take 6 to 12 months to get through all of the opportunity that we're working on right now.
That's great. In fact, this model really probably opens up a lot of opportunity, not only with that particular case, but many cases I think you'll be working on for years to come, because as the business grows and changes, the needs and objectives change as well. Is that what you've kind of experienced?
Absolutely. And what I have found is, just by getting involved and seeing and hearing and getting out in the community, I'm finding other relationships and other opportunities, not just through the CPAs that I'm working with. So I've made some other contacts, and there's a redevelopment project going on here. A contact that I have there has started just referring developers to me. Mm-hmm. I actually had one yesterday, mega multi-million-dollar firm, who emailed and said, what do we need to do to get started? I like what you have to say. Let's see how you can help us.
So it sounds like you're running in a little bit different circle now than just running with the retirees that you were first thinking you'd be working with.
Totally different world. And it is my goal to never do a dinner seminar again.
Oh, boy. So, Maybe I could ask you, why, Marilyn, if you looked at other programs or thought about other programs, why do you feel like you would choose ERT over maybe any other program?
ERT is different, it's professional, and it works. It's really, again, as an advisor with my phone blowing up all day, every day, and everybody's telling me they've got the secret sauce and they've got the next best thing, and they don't, but ERT does. I'm part of an amazing group of people. The resources, the training, it never stops every day. I feel like I have this whole group of, 150, 200 other people that I work with every day. And ERT is so terrific about training and bringing new opportunities to the table and staying top of their game. Sometimes I feel like I can't keep up with you guys, which is a great thing. Yeah,
good to hear. Well, let me ask you a final question. What would you say to someone that might be trying to decide whether to do it, to maybe get involved with ERT and the team-based model or not? What would you say to that person?
If you want to be educated in a totally different way, and you want to be able to bring true value to CPAs and business owners, there's absolutely no other place that you are going to find the education, the training, and the resources that you will get through ERT.
Wow, that sounds pretty great. Great comments. I'd love to talk to you this morning. I know we were kind of short on time, but I really appreciate you, Marilyn, taking time today to sit down and talk to us and share your experiences with the model.
Well, I thank you too, Ken. I appreciate it, and I'll look forward to seeing you in November.
Yeah, look forward to it, Marilyn. See you soon.
Okay, thanks.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.